This is called the Movie Maker set from gripgear. There's the logo. Alright, so the logo here, then you can put a screw in there. Here, forward, backward button, and fast and slow. LED indicator for the speed. Remote control receiver. USB connector. There's an end switch when it reaches the end of the track. Then the sliders for the track and a gear inside. And another end contact there when it hits the end contact. A clutch on this side. You can pull the gear off the track. There. So that enables you to slide this manually back and forth. And the on-off switch with slow and fast settings. Look at that. The track comes in two parts. And the two parts you join in the middle. And the end, the middle, and the start of the track, you can connect like a tripod. Yeah, this slides up and down on its own if you have the clutch disengaged. So the second track goes into the center mount. That's the aluminum profile with the track on there. You slide that in and fix those screws up so that it doesn't unslide. You want to avoid a gap in the middle there. And then you can slide it over there easily. And the gear is running on that track, on the blue track in the middle. So on the slider itself you can mount a little ball joint with, for example, a cell phone holder or whatnot. This is the screw what adjusts the ball joint. So the whole ball joint assembly goes in there, and it's fixed with a screw here on the other side. There you tighten that up that it stays in. And then the front screw here you use to adjust the ball joint in whatever position. Alright. You can grab a cell phone with it. And adjust here with the ball joint your position. And then you just hit record on your phone. Turn this thing on. I do full speed for you to watch. I can use the remote control to start it. You turn that on. So the phone is recording there. And then I go up. Let's see, here, there. Not, oh, so I forgot, you have to set the speed first before you start. So with the up-down button you can go on the LCD screen here, you can go up to speed 8. That's the fastest. There, and then you start it up and the whole thing is going for it, right? It's running out of screen space here. It's driving up that rail. So this is how this looks from afar. Right now what you see there is the maximum speed. The noise level is relatively low, but it has moments where it makes noise. The motor on its own, without load, makes noise, depending on what direction you turn the wheel in there. So you have to experiment a little what position creates the lowest noise, depending on the weight you put on there. Depending if you're moving up or down, it makes different noise, the motor. And sure, if it's heavy enough, then it's maybe better to go downhill only with it. In this view, you can see it how it runs on that rail there. Again, it's speed 8, right? Full speed. Now, whenever it reaches the end, the one of those end switches will change the driving direction of the slider. So you see it coming here from below. As soon as it hits the end there, it is going to change direction, like that. And in that moment it does a little click noise from that switch. I'm going to try to show this a little closer. It's coming in here, hits the end, and immediately turns around. Here you can see this from the other side. The red one is the switch. And then you can also see how well it's mounted, how much it's moving on the sled. So it's not a very tight mount. Here you can see how much it jiggles around on there. That's not very favorable when you use this piece. So in case you mount this only in the middle, you can see here in the video, because of the weight of the small little GoPro camera and the whole slider, this thing is bending and moving around. Since all those parts with the G on it are out of plastic, it's lightweight, but it's plastic, right? So it's not super sturdy. So it cannot handle a lot of weight, and one of the problems is that this the rail there is separated in the middle, so it's two pieces, and there's always a bump. So when you look at this one here, there was one. You can see it bumping. Like the whole camera moves left and right. And that's not so good. That has to do with the blue rail in the middle where there is an interrupt there. It doesn't fit very good together. On the way back we will see it again. There it is. Do you see that movement, this little movement? So it's not so great, I would say. So, and here you also see and hear the engine noise from a GoPro. So the GoPro is recording the engine noise very well of this thing, if you listen to it. There you heard the little pop and pinging there and the camera moving. That comes from a gap in the blue rail. So here's a close-up of this blue track there. You can see there is a gap. And whenever it hits that little gap, the whole thing is moving a little bit. There you saw it. And let me zoom out, and on the way back, same thing, but if I zoom out, you can see it a little better now. The further the camera is mounted away from the slider, the more you notice that in your video. So if this would be without gap, it would work, but like this, it's moving a little, so I'm not so sure if this is at all good for doing any video here.